Hello everyone, thanks for joining me again today. We're back here and my stuff is blowing away. It's quite windy, but I'm going to try to start what I promised you about the sand video, or videos, there might be a few of them. The river's down low. We are at what I thought was the lighter end in terms of sand. This is the downstream end of a very long gravel bar, and at the other end the sand looked a lot darker, but I could be wrong. This could all be still left over from that flood event. Look at this as you dig down, how dark. See, there's layers of dark and light because the water separates the minerals. Anyway, we've been looking at the amazing geology and petrology that is washing down this river in terms of the rocks we've been collecting. So it only makes sense that there are also really cool mineral content. I know there's a lot of magnetite and garnet, but also other interesting things. So stick with me. I'm going to start the process today. It'll probably take a few videos. I have both wet and dry methods of separating different minerals out of sand, and it's a lot of fun. So our goal for today is to get basically 2 main batches of sand, and these need to be sifted and cleaned. So first I'm going to sift. The sand is wet, so the only way to sift it really is to hold the sifter there with sand and pour water over it, and then we're going to wash the sand. And once the sand is clean, then I'm going to show you the first separation technique. So bear with me, I think you'll be impressed. It's very promising already. As I dig down here, I'm already seeing different layerings. You know, we get a flood here every year. This is probably more recent. So if you look at this sand, you can already see when the sun comes out, there's a lot of mica in it because there are layers of light sand, and obviously the black is most likely a lot of magnetite. This is going to be cool. This is about 2/3 full. No, it's not. It still needs a little more. I'm trying to get to about 2/3 full, but we'll start with this because I want to show you guys the process. So right now we're just going to clean it. I'm going to get it until where the water comes out clear, and then we'll go from there. What I like to do is swirl it. I swirl it with my hand in a round container like this. A 5-gallon bucket works even better. And get all of it suspended. And you'll know when it's suspended. Roll up my sleeve here. Don't want to get dirtier than we have to. Right now I still feel the sand on the bottom. You just keep going and see, now it's all in suspension. And then I start to tap on it and slow down so that it'll settle, and the tapping helps the water to separate out. It's very dirty sand. There's a lot of ash, I think, from the forest fires in here. Dump it out. Don't want to lose the sand. And we repeat this as many times as we need to until the water stays kind of clear. It really helps that the container be level. You want to settle the sand as much as possible so it doesn't all pour out when you dump the water out. And I like to feel in there. Oh yeah. I don't know if you can see, that's all mica. I'm hoping this is showing lots of mica in this sand, but I'm also seeing lots of heavy, so magnetite, garnet, of that nature. So we might just stop here. We might not go to the other place just because my back already hurts. I usually do this at home and I can do it for a little bit and then stop, that kind of thing. It's all suspended. Okay, you can see the water's a little cleaner. Still got a ways to go though. I like to feel to make sure the sand isn't coming. Last thing you want to do is dump out the lighter element of your sand. Yeah, that's some dark sand. I think this is a lot of heavy metallic stuff. See, the mica will be the last to settle. It's very light, and I'm trying to catch as much of the mica as we can. So I need to be patient, or I'll dump it all out. Yeah, it's like all mica. All right, so I've washed it a few more times just because, like I said, it's a long process. I'm gonna dump this out, do it one last time, and then that's what we're taking from this area. Again, I'm trying to get it all suspended so nothing is stuck to the bottom. I've achieved that now, so this mixture is mostly sand. About half sand and half water. You can get away with maybe 2/3 sand, then it gets really hard. And then I'm gonna slowly reduce speed and start vibrating because I want to get the water out of it now. And I'm hoping it'll separate between light and dark as well to an extent. But that you usually have to do quite a few times. This is like rubbing your head and tapping your belly at the same time. It takes some concentration. And I'm gonna pour it into this container in case I lose any of my mica, because I want to keep the mica. water is clear enough now that I can see if the sand starts coming out. If I were in a laboratory, I would do this until the water was perfectly clear. But we're not in the laboratory. And you just keep doing this until really no more water comes out. And then your sand is almost dry. Yeah, I didn't have near as much sand in there as I hoped for, but I think this is enough for what we're doing. All right, so what I'm going to do now, because it'll be easier in this container than it is in this one to get the last of the water out. The sun's not out, but I can see it here. I don't know if it's showing for you. There's a lot of mica in there, and I'm hoping there's a lot of heavy minerals as well. And then we'll go over to the heavy, what I said was the heavy end of the sandbar here. And we'll try to get about the same amount of the heavy material. Because I'm thinking most of that black seems to have washed away. I could be wrong. We won't know until we run it through the processes. You see how dry that is already? But I'm going to try to vibrate it and get a little more water out. Might not be worth it. Oh, it's starting to, there we go. It's starting to liquefy. You've heard of liquefaction in an earthquake. See, now there's liquid coming out. I'm hoping the sand at the other location is dry because it'll really speed up the sifting part. I just don't want to carry a bunch of water home. Oh, there's a lot of mica. I don't know if that's showing for you, but it looks like gold. And still some, what might be some wood. I'm hoping that washes off here. If not, it'll definitely separate out when we do the dry process. I'm gonna make sure you guys can see this while the sun's out. Can you see the gold mica floating around? I'm actually going to try and separate out a significant little quantity of that. It'll just look like a little jar full of gold mica. Yeah, now the sun's out, you can see it. I think for the sake of our experiment, our goal is to have this container full. And whatever I have left here, I'll just leave here. Although it really settles down when you do this vibrating. I think this is about it, guys. Good enough. Okay, somehow I did not record. Anyway, it wasn't too exciting. I just removed the sand from my roughly the same size container as the Ziploc bags that I brought. So this is our light sample. It's about 90% clean. I didn't do it until the water was perfectly clear coming out of it, but I got it to where we can work with it. Now we'll go over to the other location. The sand is almost dry. I'm gonna try to sift it, and we'll probably just sift it and call it a day because it's already getting late. Doing that other sand down by the water just added a lot of time to the process because it was wet, but I wanted sand from that location to compare to this location. We'll see if I'm right. There might not be any difference at all, but we gotta at least try as scientists, right? So this is where the sand looked. Oh yeah, it's sifting nice. Looked quite a bit darker. Yeah, throw the sand on your glasses. That's always a good idea. It's amazing how much harder this is to do on site or in the field. I did a lot of sand processing over the years, but I always did it in very controlled conditions. Oh, it's getting a little wet. I don't want to dig a deep hole all in one spot because I don't want to hurt the bushes. So I'm trying to grab a little from here, a little from there. All right, let's move to a new location. All right, I got a little extra. I had about this much, dumped it in there, and I got about that much again, just because this is dry and fluffy, and I'm afraid by the time I wash it, it'll reduce quite a bit. So I'm going to put this away. Okay, we are done. I put all that sand into the other bag that I had, labeled as dark. And my honest opinion right now is that they're very similar to each other, not as different as I once thought, but we won't know until we're done. So we're gonna proceed with our experiment. This has not been washed at all, so I'm hoping it's still a lot of sand by the time we're done. Feels like it is. And then we will proceed with the separation techniques. We have quite a few more steps to go, so stick with us. There'll be future videos, and I'm hoping by the time we're done, we will end up with magnetite, garnet, quartz, mica, maybe even a few other interesting minerals separated out of the sand. Thanks so much. God bless you guys. Please like, share, and subscribe if you have not already.